places right now in this chapter of my life. Kiki takes Kokomo, right? Right. So I'm just sitting in the back. I'll pan around real quick so you guys can kind of see my view. I love it. Also, I'm only in a jacket today because I went and worked into the office. And then when I got out of the office today, Jermaine and I went and seen Bad Boys 4. And then we got some BW3s. And now he's in there watching the playoff games with his son. And I am out here enjoying the beautiful sunset, this beautiful scenery. And I just felt it really inspired and compelled, really, to pull my camera out and start recording. Throughout the course of my career, I've learned a lot. And frankly, I just kind of feel like it'd be pretty selfish of me if I didn't share the things that I've learned. I know that there are other women out there, other Black women, specifically, that maybe want to get into leadership, or they are into leadership, but they want to grow in their career. And maybe it's not even that you're in a formal leadership role, but you have a job, you like your job, and you just want to do well. You want to be known, you want to be recognized. Maybe you just want additional responsibilities, and maybe you don't want to get into leadership, but you want to get into something just something else. And you may be thinking, if they would just let me do it, right? And, that person, or that they, in this instance, this is you. You have to it's you. So, because I see it, I want it, I grind till I own it. And so maybe you said no today. First of all, step one, women, say what you want. Okay? Which requires you, of course, to know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, start by understanding what you don't want. Okay? Maybe you don't want a job where you're working in the evenings, or you don't want a job that's going to suck up all your time because you value having a good work-life balance. Maybe what you don't want is a low-paying job. And so by contrast, you want a high-paying job. By contrast, you want a job that has good work-life balance. So start by what you don't want, and then by contrast, understand what you do want. And by the way, this works in business, but it also works in other areas of your life. I've actually applied this in several areas of my life, whether it's dealing with my lifestyle. An example would be, I don't want to be fat. I don't want a fupa. So I don't want a fupa. So by contrast, I want a nice looking body. So now you know what you don't want, so you know what you do want. Same for business. You know what you don't want, so by contrast, you should know what you want. Same for your personal relationships, even romantic relationships. You know what you don't want, then you know what you do want. By contrast, you should be able to figure out what you do want. Okay. So now we have that basic understanding, because again, if you don't have that basic understanding, if we are not aligned on that point, then stop this video, because it probably is not going to make a lot of sense to you going forward. This video is for people that know what they want. You know what you want. You say it out loud, what you want. And first, say it to yourself a couple of times before you take this show on the road, okay? Say it to yourself a couple of times until you truly know that this is what you do want. It's out there. You're manifesting it now, okay? You said, I want to grow within my career. I want to do something else. I want additional responsibilities. I want more money. I want good work-life balance. So you know that. So then you have to then know where your starting point is. Where are you starting? You generally make a tweak. You make a tweak, you see how that works. Did it work? Make another tweak. See how it works. Did it work? And there are metrics. There are metrics in your life. Oftentimes, that metric is how do I feel? Don't ever let anybody tell you that your feelings are invalid. And women especially, because a lot of times I'm talking to women, although this advice is applicable to anybody. Truth be told, if a man were watching this video and he were to take the steps, he would excel as well, okay? However, my target audience is women. How dare she be like the equity and inclusion, and she's excluding us, men, okay? But it's all about equality. Everybody does not get the same. Everybody gets what they need. Let's say my company is wanting to do the right thing, and I say, I'm going to give everybody bikes because, again, I don't want a FUPA. And I'm looking around, and most of the people around me in my community are fat. This is an example. I'm new to Kokomo, and if you're watching my video, I'm not insulting you. I don't think everybody in Kokomo is fat. However, let's say in this example, I'm saying everybody in my community is fat, and so I'm going to give everybody a bike because I'm doing the right thing. So then I go buy these bikes, and I'm just hand them out to the community, right? So then I have people in the line, 7 foot, 5 foot, kids, toddlers, somebody that's in a wheelchair. Am I to dare give everybody the same bike that fits me? Because this bike that I use to make sure I don't have a FUPA, but this person that's in a wheelchair, are they going to be able to use my same bike? Now, I'm not saying everything's overnight. In fact, almost nothing is overnight. But you know that you're on the right track, and you keep going until you get it. You grind till you own it. Okay? You see it, you want it. You grind till you own it. What that looks like is you don't give up. Now, if you start grinding for a day or two, maybe even a week, 30 days, you still got that doggone FUPA, and you quit, you're going to keep that FUPA. If you're in a position in your job and you see what you want and you're grinding for 30 days, you don't get what you want, let's call it 6 months. You're like, I ain't got it. And you quit, then you didn't grind till you own it, sis. You got to grind till you own it. Okay? Kind of close your eyes and see yourself in that position, right? See yourself without a FUPA, working a job where you have good work-life balance, working a job where you are paid handsomely to do what you like to do, based on your strengths, based on having a good work-life balance, based on, all the things that are on your list. Envision yourself in the day of the life of that person. Okay? Read that every day. Go through it every day. Think about it every day. Say it aloud. Talk to yourself in the mirror. And then when you really see yourself in it, your conversations with yourself in the mirror are different. Because then it goes from, oh, this is a good life, to, I have a good life. Right? And when you feel that, when you first feel like, hot damn, I motherfucker do have a good life. I definitely do have a good life. You know that you're on to something. That's metric number 1. If you're sitting there reading from a piece of paper and you're like, I want to be LeBron James. I want to dunk. And you 5'3", 160 pounds, fighting off a FUPA. I'm talking about, you can be unreasonable with your goals. You can be very unreasonable. But understand, though, that, look at the story of Rudy. Football player at Notre Dame. He really wanted to be a football player. He had all the passion. He probably had, all the ingredients, except He didn't have the physique. He didn't have the athleticism that's required to do what he wanted. So that's why I say you have to understand where you're starting from to understand how far you have to go. Now, what's inspiring about that story of Rudy, if you guys have never seen the movie, or maybe you have, that he grind till he owned it. He was like, I'm a college football player. I'm a college football player at Notre Dame, matter of fact. And he grinded, man. I'm talking about for the whole 4 years he was in school. He was the water boy. He was the towel boy. He was like everything on the team except for a football player on the team. Until he was, right? Now, granted, it was the last game of the season. He probably played for a couple of minutes. I mean, there's a whole freaking movie made after him. So, he is a legend. Even if he said, I'm a legendary football player, here's your problem. Because if you're not happy, then you have a problem. Because you should be happy. You deserve to be happy. So if you're not happy, what is the problem? You know what you don't want? By contrast, you know what you do want. Figure out where you're starting from, because you want to be just as equitable and fair to yourself as you are to anybody else that's in your life. Prayerfully, you're a person that's equitable and you don't think everybody deserves the same bike if they're trying to fight off FUPA. Because I know where you're starting from. Write it down. Write your list. What do you want? And I like to separate mine into sections. So I'll have like relationships. I know what I don't want. I don't want no bus sales. I don't want no stingy guy. You know, so then by contrast, I know what I do want. And I'm engaged. Because right now, I just so happen to be in love with my perfect partner that I'm a perfect partner for. And that's not by accident. It's intentional. And I put in work every day. And I have a section for relationships. I know what I don't want. I know what I do want. I have a section for business. I know what I don't want. I know what I do want. I have a section for like my lifestyle. I know I don't want no doggone FUPA. So I know what I don't want. I know what I do want, right? And then I focus on those things. What's important to you in your life? Is it relationships? Is it business? Is it lifestyle? Maybe it's parenting. Maybe, kids are older. But that was a big heading for me for many years. I would say at least 26, 25, because my oldest is 25. And so when I was pregnant, it became like a major topic in my life, right? And I'm not to say that I threw anything away. I'm just saying that now I kind of have it, I want to say on autopilot, but it still requires work. It's just not a focus, right? It's like I know what I've been doing that works, and then I keep like what works. And then you say, what is the gap? I'm here, but this is what I want. Why don't I have it already, right? And if y'all say one more time, if somebody out there one more time say because they won't give it to me or they won't let me, I'm going to scream. I'm going to spin around one more time so y'all can see. Ain't that beautiful? But the sun's getting low. Get low, get low, get low, get low. But doggone it, you done went in the office today and they done ordered Long's Donuts, Krispy Kreme donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever your favorite donut is. And you're like, ugh, life happens. You may not be perfect on this journey, and that is okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just get back on your grind. That's it. Get back on your grind. Grind some more. Okay? So you grind until you own it. And if you don't know how to grind, then stay tuned to the next video, because I will tell you how to grind until you own it. just a little girl, a little cute girl from Gary, Indiana, GI, and I definitely know how to grind. So if you are interested in knowing how to grind, tune into the next video in the next episode, y'all.